These are Elbows Noodles by Knorr, Knorr. I started a recording while it was on the stove, and then I pressed pause after about 2 minutes and some seconds. And then I came back to the table with the soup served, and then I pointed the camera at the soup, and I was ready to press the triangle that says to continue over that it was paused. So I pressed the stop, and you're not allowed to continue after that. So this is a new video. I wanted to say that before my grouchy, grumpy, and angry overlord. Are you a grouchy overlord? What does grouchy mean? And when my overlord starts it with me again, that it's angry because it's, I don't know, being an overlord. But why would I know that? I mean, don't you have all of heaven for that? Don't you have all of heaven to be an overlord? The overlord is the biggest, that there is. The creating myself, and there's nothing else being created that is that big. So it's big, it's an overlord, but it's making tension in my body because I'm alive too long with an overlord. I don't need an overlord. That has to do with that I'm not in my house. And when I was in my house, there was strangers in my house. I had an overlord for that anyway. I have to be just myself in my house, and then I don't need an overlord. Well, I am just myself in this apartment, but it's not enough. That's the tension. That's why it's angry. So, elbow. Tony Jaa. Watch it. What's the movie? Ong Bak. Tony Jaa does what you should do with an elbow. If you're in a prison, that's what's wrong with Tony Jaa. He's in a movie about that he's not in a prison. Why didn't he put himself in a prison? I know, it was so exciting to watch the movie, and now I might say that I think I needed him in a prison. Yeah, he's doing a prison so that he's not going all over the world with his elbows. His elbows, what is it? Look for it. He puts the elbows on top of somebody's head, and he strikes them. But he's just he gets on their shoulders, and to do it, it's very interesting. But I can't, of course, I can't do that myself. I would have to be in a prison, and I would not be a female, of course. I am female, so I don't make those threats. But I watch them on TV because I am being supervised by males that I am watching TV. Yeah, everybody okay? Sure. Except for that what I see on TV is angry. I lived with Charles Toe after watching Ong Bak with him. He didn't want to move to Thailand and look for Tony Jaa and fight with him. He wanted to stay in my residence and fight with me, and I'm saying it's homeless that way. I would not say that I gave Charles Toe permission that he could be in my apartment. Listen to how perverted, obscene. It shouldn't come out of my mouth because it's hysterical. What's hysterical? Fuck you! That's an overlord. I have seen many psychiatrists, of course, but I don't actually display what's wrong with me. You can see it on camera, and if I have a psychiatrist who's any good at what they did, and they see this on camera, they'll know what's wrong with me, and it's not that you could give me Halidol for that reason. You have to stop giving me forced medication because you don't agree with something being mentally sound. I didn't say I was mentally sound. There are too many people in the world for me to be mentally sound, and the public is so dense and enormous and international, there's no reason to see a psychiatrist. I have complaints about people who don't speak English. There's nothing to say to psychiatrists in English about that. Not for them, and for me, I don't actually have meeting of the minds there so I could testify. Nope. And I've seen 19 psychiatrists because they don't leave. They don't give up that I don't need them. And forced medication, I guess that's what you do when you don't accept what somebody else is saying about themselves is really not yourself. And why don't you take the medication yourself if they're not yourself is your complaint? You don't actually want to get better is what it looks like to me. I have psychiatrists who don't want to get better. Nope. You don't give somebody forced medication unless they're not moving or speaking. Yeah. If you talk to them about how if then you're going to get forced medication, oh, well, that's you in the wrong because you don't force medication unless somebody's really in a coma or a cadaver. I have been shouted in the hospital, and I've been given forced medication exactly on the point of that I shouted, and they tell me that I shouldn't shout with the forced medication, which would be like a shot injection of something like Halidol, and I'm not supposed to get any kind of forced medication for any reason, but for the shout, the reason that I am shouted, the shout is itself because I don't want to die the wrong way. And you put a shot of Halidol in me as though I already died the wrong way. It doesn't go together. I don't have to explain that to a psychiatrist because it's already wrong. It's already in the wrong that way. Tony Jaa was in Asia for the movie. He was in Thailand for the movie to Ong Bak, but he's doing an Asian prison if he's going to do, what does he call it? Martial arts, Thai boxing, maybe? There's another word for it. Some Thai words for that, for Thai boxing.